Hello everyone, welcome to MuleSoft Training by UnoGeeks. In this video, we'll see how to read data from MySQL database in a Mule application. MySQL database is one of the most popular open source database available out there. And in this video, we'll see how to extract data from from that database. And in the next video, we'll see how to write data to MySQL database. Let's get started. And of course, the prerequisite for this exercise is to have a MySQL database installed on the machine where you are implementing this Mule application. Okay, and you can go to this URL and download the community version of the MySQL. So you can access this URL in a browser. And you can now download a community version for free and pick up your operating system, pick up the MSA installer, download and go ahead and install it. When you're installing MySQL database on your machine, in one of the screens, it will prompt you to enter password for a root user. Ensure that you take a note of it. And after you have installed a MySQL database successfully, if you go to you should see an icon like this, a shortcut like this appearing on your desktop. Okay, so you should see MySQL shortcut appearing, which you can use to launch the MySQL database. And you can double click on it and it opens up. You should probably see this up front. There will be a local instance which gets created automatically, and there will be a root username, or you can log into the database as a root user. So you click on it, and I have my password saved. In case your password is not saved, it will prompt you to enter the password and it will connect you to the database. And by default, you will have 4 schemas available within the database. And if you go to old schema, world schema, and if you look at the tables, we've got 3 tables in there, and we'll play around with these tables in this video and in the next video as well. And if you go to services, you will have this MySQL installed as a service there, MySQL service. Ensure that this service is up and running. And by default, the startup type will be automatic, meaning whenever you start your laptop, MySQL's database server also boots up. So you might want to probably avoid that. And if you want to do that, change the startup type from manual to automatic so that you can turn on the server only when you want to access MySQL database. Okay, to avoid unnecessary CPU consumption in your laptop. Ensure that this MySQL service is running in your machine. Connect to MySQL database, try to run a query and see if it's working. And if it's working, we're all set to build a Mule application to read data from this MySQL database. Now let's go to AnyPoint Studio and create a new Mule application, and let's call it DB connector read from MySQL database. Create a new Mule project, give it a name, DB connector. We're going to use DB connector to read data from MySQL database and this Mule application. Give it a meaningful name so that from the name itself, you understand what exactly you're doing in that application. Wait for the application to get created. So you need to add the database module to the project, and you have to configure the MySQL connection with the help of these details. You have to enter the host as localhost since the database is running on your machine, and you have to enter the port as 3306. Okay, yes, the application is created and it has launched the flow. So let's drag and drop the listener component here. Configure the connection. put a slash, read from MySQL demo, copy the path, and we want to read the database from this MySQL database running on my machine. So to do that, you need to use a database module. So you go to modules, add in database, add it to the project. And the moment you add database module to a project, you will see that it gets added here as well in the application. So you see the database is added to the project structure as well. And on the database, you have these operations that you can perform on any database. And yeah, we'll see how to use a select operation in this one, and we'll see how to use insert operation in the next one. And in few videos down the line, we will also see how to use on table row to kick off a flow whenever a particular row is, whenever a row is updated in a specific table. Okay, so let's see how to use a select in this one. Drag and drop a select statement. And you should configure the database connection first. Click on the plus icon. You can select the configuration here, and you need to select the connection type. From your Mule application, you can connect to any of these databases. Okay, so we'll use MySQL for this. And you need to configure the driver. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and use the local driver that I have downloaded. You don't have to, if you don't have the local driver or driver in your machine, you can go ahead and configure it, select the version from Maven, and a dependency gets added and the driver gets installed. So let me do it this way. You can click on add Maven dependency, and you can click on finish. That will add and configure the JDBC driver in case you don't have JDBC driver available with you. And configure the host. Host is going to be localhost. Port is going to be 3306, and that's a port that MySQL database will be listening on. User should be the root user. Password, enter the user that you have used while installing the database, and leave the database as blank. Test the connection to see if it's working fine. This gives us a confirmation whether Anypoint Studio or the Mule application is able to successfully connect to MySQL database. You should see a success message soon. Let's give it a minute. Yeah, this connection successful. Click OK. Connection is configured now, and you can paste in the SQL query there. And I want to read data from the country. Okay. I want to select the data from a country table, and I want to filter the results based on the country name that I'm going to receive as a query parameter in this Mule application. Okay, so we're going to receive country name as an input into the Mule application. Okay, so we'll receive a query parameter called name, whose value will be a country name, whose details we would probably want to pull. So select details from the country table. World is a schema and country is a table name, where name equal to, and we're applying the filter. Okay, so and to apply a filter, you have to pass in a bind variable like this here, and you can go ahead and configure the input parameters. So if I scroll this up a little bit, so I have added in a bind variable now, and to this bind variable, or I will set this bind variable to the value of a query parameter called name. Okay, so let's create that as a query parameter. And I can just probably copy and paste this in here. Okay. And yeah, so we are going to, when we invoke this Mule flow, we're going to pass in a query parameter called name, and we pass the value of a country as this query parameter. And we are assigning that value to a country name bind variable, and we are using that country name bind variable here to filter the results from country table. Okay, so if you don't have this where clause, it'll get all the country details, and the response will be sent back to the client. But with this filter applied, whatever country name you pass as a query parameter, only that particular country details will be fetched. And I hope it's self-explanatory, right? So let's add in the connection now. So you see that the error is gone. We've configured the select statement now with a bind variable, and we have assigned query parameter to that bind variable. And let's go ahead and let's add in a transform component. So if you test this application as is, you get an error message which says that invalid response was attempted to be sent over HTTP endpoint. To avoid that error, what you could do was you have to add in a transform component, add in a transform message, and change the output type to JSON. Okay, you could change this output type to JSON and send back the payload. So with the help of this transform message, I'm converting the results of this message or the results retrieved by this select statement into a JSON format, and I'm sending that back as a response to the client. Okay, let's go ahead and run the application now. It will prompt you to save the app first, save it and execute it. And this is a URL that I need to send a request to. Go to Postman. Paste in the URL. Send a request to this particular endpoint, read data from MySQL demo, and you can put a query parameter and pass in a value, pass in a query parameter called name, and send in exact value. So you can probably search for a country called India. And yes, in the country table, we are in the world schema and we are querying the country table. So if you probably run the same query that we have used there, select start from world.country where name equal to India. If you run this query, we're getting the details about India, right? So we should get this results back as a JSON when we send in the request, right? So let's see if the Mule application is up and running. So this Mule application is up and running. We will be sending a request to this application now, and we'll be sending a request to this specific endpoint. And this Mule application will be listening on this endpoint on port 8081. So it will receive a request. It will receive country name as India, which the application will use to retrieve the results from MySQL database. So it connects to the MySQL database, gets that particular country details, and the results of this select statement will be transformed into JSON with the help of this transform JS message. And the response of this select statement will be sent back to the client as a JSON. That's because we're doing the transformation here. So let's send in the request and see if the application works as expected. Okay. A small correction here. When we added the input parameters, we've added them as literals by mistake. This has to be expression. And because of this, we have seen the error that we have seen that we have got in the previous screen. Since we have added this as a literal, select statement could not retrieve any results, and since there are no results to be transformed, we've got that error message related to the transformation. So in the next few videos, I'll talk about how to handle errors effectively in a Mule application. Let's park it for a day. But the correction that you need to make is when the input parameters need to be added as an expression rather than as a literal, because this needs to be replaced with the actual name that you're passing in while invoking this application. So just make this change, activate the application, and once it is up and running, You can go ahead and send in a request now. And once you send in the request, so this Mule application will go to the MySQL database, fetch the details of country India, and it will print that output in a JSON format. Okay, so this is how you could read the data from MySQL database in a Mule application. In the next video, we'll see how to write data to MySQL database from a Mule application. See you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. In case you are interested in a MuleSoft training offered by UnoGeeks, please call us on this number or send a WhatsApp message, or you can mail us on info@unogeeks.com. Thank you.